80-20-365, a time management system to help you achieve your goals and dreams in 2021 and beyond. We all have the same amount of time. Our results depend where we invest it. This is Living Your Life Well Planned, the 80-20-365 success system with its inventor, Adam Vincent Gilmer. My name's Gene Velitis. I'm the host of these podcasts. We're up to episode 72. Every single last podcast that we have done is absolutely free. If you want the GPS for the course, you go to Adam's website, 80-20-365, get your daily planner. It's about $1 a day, and it will guide you through the next 30, 60, 90 days, the full year, and eventually a 5-year plan. In our last episode, we talked about the one-day course coming up in January that Adam will be hosting. You can register online, 80-20-365.com, and it's going to be about a 6-hour course on the 1st of January. So instead of partying your brains out, go to bed early, get up early, and spend the very first day of the new year learning and becoming a better person. And when you enjoy that course, you want to take Adam's 3-day intensive course. And before all this pandemic stuff, Adam used to travel around the world. He's taught this 3-day course in more than 100 countries around the world. I've seen people go in on the first day, and I've seen people leave on the 3rd day. And the only thing that's the same about them is the look on their face. Their mindset is different. They have goals. Everything completely changes. So, Adam, I know we can't cover everything on a very short podcast, but tell us tell us a little about the 3-day course. Just give us highlights of day 1, day 2, day 3, and talk briefly too about we never say change. We always say growth. And there's that great quote, change is inevitable. I mean, everything is changing around us. Growth, though, is by choice. And when you choose to take the January 1st course, and then you choose to take the 3-day course, you will, in fact, grow. And the growth is really spectacular. So let's talk about those. Let's talk about day 1, day 2, day 3.
Well, I'm going to coin a phrase right now. We'll probably use it in 2022 and beyond. But, if you want to grow, you got to grow. Okay. So, if for things to change, you got to change, right, Jim Rohn? So, day 1, it's a little introduction because some people haven't met me before and they don't know much about me and my successes. But also, more importantly, my failures. And I'm not joking when I tell people I've had some colossal, big F you in your face failures, okay? Which is okay with me today. I've lived through it. I went through these processes. I had all this, craziness going on in my head. But I got serious about putting a plan in life together so I could go and accomplish what I really wanted, because I was sick and tired of not accomplishing what I wanted to have. I saw other successful people in different businesses and what have you accomplishing things and maybe living life out of balance. And I said, listen, I don't want to end up like a Belushi, John Belushi, or all these other actors and actresses who had it together. Marilyn Monroe, had it together and then blew it. Okay. Blew it, meaning that they allowed addiction or other things to, compromise their successes. I wanted to say, okay, how do I contain it? How do I know if I'm getting off track or on track? If I'm on track, if you're on track, or if you're off track, which people around you are going to need happening. So all this we identify for people on day 1. And some of it's psychology. Now, by the way, I'm not a psychologist. Okay. I'm not licensed to be a psychologist. I'm not a psychotherapist either. Okay. I am a person who goes, hey, look, is what you're doing, the line of cocaine in the morning or in the evening, or whatever you're doing, or partying or whatever, is that moving you towards your goal or away from your goal? And you simply ask these questions. And we go through a whole series of things that affect the 6 areas of life on day 1. Okay. And then I ask you to do some homework, and which is, taking time away from the Zoom sections of what we're doing. But you have to log back in and report the things you've been done. Also, when I go through that process and have the questionnaires come back, I now know how to partner people up with people that have answered questions a certain way. And I'm not saying the questions are always answered honestly, but I stress that people put their best work into getting this questionnaire done. And the best reasons for that is so that we know how we can put leaders with other people that maybe need leadership. We can also put people that have a different personality. You know, the bank system is important. It walks you through, you know, reds, yellows, blues, and green type personalities, which are very, very important, B, A, and K. You know, and you got to have a mixture because your life is made of a mixture of these folks. So I like to blend and mix the classes that are going to be within the workshop together. And then people get to go and accomplish and do tasks together. So that's day one. This homework. Day two, if you haven't completed your homework, you're not going to get back into the class. And I'm okay with that. It doesn't matter to me. One, don't need your money. Number two, need your responsibility. That's what's important in life, is having responsibility. Day two starts out with a massive call to action, which people have never done before in their lives. Normally do this in a live not one-on-one, but interactive workshop with everybody in the room. We want to do this virtually and give everybody the opportunity to stand up and become what we call, or step into leadership. And every personality type, B, A, N, and Ks, all of them have leadership skills, the personalities. I never know who's showing up, but no, the questionnaire tells us the best color that suits you, and also best way to communicate with that particular person. And then I said massive call to action. And then there's 3 or 4 classes that we do back to back, where you're responsible for taking not only notes, but most importantly, how you're going to take these life lessons and put them into your life on day 2. Okay, then on coming into the evening session of day 2, we walk you through what it's like to be, and all of you who have experienced this, what it's like to be either left out of a group or a team, you know, been singled out, you know, been left in the cold, so to speak. And what would it mean if somebody, you know, who was successful reached out and invited to become part of a massive, you know, multimillionaire opportunity and team? What would that mean to you if you could surround yourself with those kinds of mentors and people? into the evening session of day 2. Remember, all this is virtual. It's fun. It's interactive. And then day 3 is your graduation day. So 2 days of tons of exercises and things for you to really, for things to grow, you got to grow. For things to change, you got to change. Tony Robbins talks about things for, if you want to make some change happen, you got to take massive action. So we actually put those actions into place for you on day 1, day 2. Day 3 is graduation, where you reflect back on the last, 48 hours of what you've been doing. And you really realize, like, you are the catalyst for change. It's nothing to do with Adam Vincent Gilmer. It comes down to actually you, the person. But what we did was we provided the forum for you, a safe place where you could literally, you know, share your feelings, share your stuff, you know, talk about things that have been bothering you. Maybe it's things from childhood. Maybe it's an ex-wife, ex-lover, ex-business partner, whatever it is. And we get through all this craziness. And then we allow you on day 3 to literally go through the emotion of what that means to release and have these crazy things release. And what does it mean for your life moving forward if you can stay in this state? I mean, stay in the success state. And the way you stay in this success state, my friends, is you get on the planner, because the planner walks you through these 7 habits of highly effective people, which are 7 things to do every single day in your life. It puts your life in a daily mode of operation. And now you get to experience 3 days. And those 3 days is like really short. For if you times it by 10, it would be 30 days, which is your first 30 days in planning and organizing, really getting serious. And then going into your second 30 days and your last 30 days. So now, 30, 31 days. And you're now got your first quarter, January, February, and March under, I want to say, I hate to use the word "under control," but just like landing a plane, you're the pilot. The pilots are not always in control of the plane, okay? But for the most part, you're the pilot with some co-pilots around you and a great staff to help guide you and put you in specific places. That's what we do over a 3-day period in the 3-day intensive workshop.
Yeah.
It's intense. It's for leaders. And I'm okay if people like to quit, because, they're never really meant for the successes anyway.
Mm-hmm. And one thing I should mention as well, because I know a lot of people will, take various courses and they sit back and they listen. They don't really take notes. They don't really do their homework. I know one thing about this course, and the word is demand. You demand people do
Correct.
the work. You want to explain that little word, demand?
Yeah. So, there's a little book, by Sun Tzu and The Art of War. And there's a section in the book where they're talking about war philosophy and examples of what that really meant. So, and you've all probably, this is a common thread in the book. But what Sun Tzu did was, they sailed their ships over to the land. Then he ordered them to burn the ships. They burned their ships, and then he said, now if you want to get back to your families, your wives, your kids, blah blah blah, you have to fight your way through the enemy because you can't get back on the boat. Now, that's a demand that I'm going to place on all of you going through the workshop. Is like, I'm not literally going to ask you to burn anything. Okay, I am going to ask you to burn your past because there's nothing you can do about it. The past, people can't relive it. Some of you like to relive it every single day, but you don't have to do that. That's another choice. So that's one section. The other section is like, if you allow the demands, which by the way, people put demands on your life every single day. If you're working for somebody as an employee, and the employer demands that you show up on time, you show this, that, and the other. So there's demands that you have to meet going through the workshop. But I can tell you this: none of the demands are going to be something where you're going to hurt another person or oneself or what have you. It's all going to be dealing with your freaking issues that have been holding you back. And those are the demands you must follow in order to go through graduation and show up on day 3 with your other fellow virtual classmates for taking the workshop, so that you end up in a place where you can accomplish and really soar. Okay. There's a great video. I should probably look it up and play it in the workshop, but there's a great video that talks about how do these baby eagle chicks learn to fly. Okay. And literally, mommy and daddy fly away, get food, come back. Finally, there's no space for mom, dad, and the eagle chick in the nest, and they love this eagle. They love this baby eagle. Okay, but you know what? It's not flapping its wings. It still wants to be baby. There's no place for babies in leadership. Okay, you got to step up. Jim Rohn said something really interesting. He said, this is why they make second grade desks so small, because now you can't fit back into second grade. You're big, okay? So you become an adult. You need to step up. So literally, mom and dad nudge the eagle out of the nest, okay? Like saying, bye-bye, you're done. Now, is that done? That's a demand. Is that done because they don't love you? No, that's done because the eagle hasn't learned how to soar, hasn't learned how to spread its wings and catch flight and get air. But they literally push the baby eagle out, and there's a great video. And literally, this eagle's falling down the face of a cliff. Okay, not spread his wings, but finally, right before impact happens, okay, baby eagle opens its wings. Okay, and you see it, like you start to see the thing, get flight. So start to get flight, and finally, it realizes it's a fucking eagle. Okay, it can live, it can make things happen. And I don't use the word that I just used in a bad way. I'm finally making you realize that it's purposefully meant for something to happen. And that's what happens when I place the demands for people to follow through and get through. We'll push you out of the nest. You're an eagle, my friends. I love you, but it's done with love and respect. It's not done to hurt you. Now, by the way, if you don't spread your wings, you will splatter. Okay. And that's the problem in life, is people like, I've got these seeds of greatness and I'm afraid to germinate them because I might fail. I'm telling you, they've been put there for a reason. Okay. The great designer of all this craziness put stuff inside you for a reason. Let's go make that happen. And let's see what happens to your life 1 year, 5 years, 10 years down the road. And by the way, if you want to thank me going through the workshop, then you can. I got tons of notes. You can read it on our Facebook page, great reviews and what have you. It's intense. It's not done to hurt anybody. It's done to help you grow and spread your wings so you can soar like an eagle.
All right. 2022, time for you, good listener, to soar like an eagle. I like it. Now, if you'd like more information about the 3-day course, always go to Adam's website. That's where you get the planner. My recommendation is go through the one-day course to begin with. You'll get a really, really good feel for it. You'll get super excited. And then when Adam announces his date for the 3-day course, you can be the first one to sign up and be a part of that and really, really make 2022 your year to soar. It's the perfect analogy. Adam, it's going to be a great year, man. Thanks for all of this. And in our next episode coming up, what we'll do in January when we record, I'm just going to talk about all the people who participated on January 1st. Maybe we'll even get a few guests on and they can talk about their experience in the course there. And then we'll give you the date coming up for the super intense 3-day course. Thanks, Adam. This was
Welcome.
really
Listen,
great,
I
man.
want to thank all of you guys for being so flexible and putting this all together again. I know, we've had some crazy stuff up here, but I will tell you the good news. You ready, Gene? The sun is literally, I noticed, but the shade changed in the room. The sun literally came out outside. It's beautiful. We're going to see if we can get some afternoon runs in with the family. I'm going to take my 3-year-old and work with her on her ski. And listen, I love you all. Happy New Year's coming up. Get ready for an amazing 2022, and we'll see you the other side of this new year.
Absolutely. That's Adam Vincent Gilmer. I'm Gene Velitis, and this is Living Your Life Well Planned, Get Set to Soar. 80-20-365, a time management system to help you achieve your goals and dreams in 2021 and beyond. We all have the same amount of time. Our results depend where we invest it. 80-20-365, living your life well planned.